Ptolemy. Yeah, because see, after Alexander fell, he had 4 generals that took over. And so after those 4 generals took over, our real biggest enemy was Ptolemy and Seleucid and Antiochus of Epiphanes. So what were they talking about? They were talking about, if y'all don't live like Greeks, then we're going to kill you.
Against the Jews, that they should observe and do the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Who was the they? The Jews. The Jews don't follow after the Greeks and do their sacrifices. What's going to happen to them?
And whoso will not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be what?
Should be put to death.
So, the only way you can live is if you became a what?
A Gentile.
Yeah. And you know what Gentiles that you had to become at that time?
Greek.
A Greek. That's why so many black people today are in Greek fraternities. Because you have to follow the ways of the Greeks. Keep going.
Then might a man have seen the present misery. For there were 2 women brought, who had circumcised their children, whom they had openly led around about the city.
That's how bad it was. These 2 women had their children circumcised. They was like, I'm not going to become a Greek, and I'm going to still follow my culture. What happened to them?
The babes handing at their breasts, they cast them down.
So imagine 2 babies hanging at the woman's breasts, and you can see them naked. When the Greeks saw them, they did what?
Cast them down headlong from the wall.
They threw them head first from the wall and unalived the babies. So when everybody saw that, you know what people started to become? Greeks. So now you get into the New Testament, and you got all of these Greek-speaking Jews because they were Hellenized. That's what the Hellen were. They were Hellenized. They were converted over to the Greek life, or they was going to die. They were Hellenized. You know another word synonymous with Hellenization? Colonized. They were colonized the same way Spanish people spoke Spanish because they were conquered by the Spaniard. We speak English because we were conquered by the English. They became Greek because they were conquered by the Grecians. They were Hellenized like we were colonized. So you get to the New Testament, Christ comes, Paul says, you're not a Greek anymore. Now we're all one in Christ. Now we all can come back to our commonwealth, our culture. But for so long, you were afraid to be anything other than a Greek because you died for it. So no, you don't got me. Because now you know when we became Greeks. Before, you thought it was just talking to anybody. It's talking to the people that parents became Greeks, and now they never got circumcised. They never came to Passover. So they were called Gentiles. But they were
in a nutshell, giving all honor and glory to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach Barakatai, the Howard for the Rakak Wadash, the Howard for our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaquab, the Howard for the men of King David, the men of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, that's in the streets, and the highways and the byways, the Howard for another Shabbat, the Howard for the men of David, the Howard for the 12 apostles, the 144,000, the elect men, women, and children of Yasharallah, the elect, the hopeful elect, the remnant, the clustered, right? 12 tribes, Yasharallah. But the Most High dealing with that 1/3, Gentiles. See how the Gentile, Israel became Gentiles? You see, in a nutshell, the brother broke it down beautifully, right? All praise to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I just want to add 2-3 more precepts to it. The Howard for this truth, the Howard for Abba Yahweh stirring up our remembrance. So you got to understand when you're dealing with the book of the law, the Bible, right? You go from Malachi and you jump over to Matthew, Rome, like the brother asked, where's the Greek captivity? Daniel prophesied about Greece. It's in the book. Daniel prophesied about the leopard. We know Alexander is in the book of the law. If you have an apocrypha, if you have a 1611 King James Version, that the Roman papacy, the Bible group, right, the Vatican Church, right, which means House of Serpents, removed these 14 books out of King James, who was a so-called African American, who was a Jew from the nation of Yasharallah, so-called black man. You can't make this up. The truth. Is this true, Yasharallah? You got to get with the truth of the book of the law. Get with the truth. This is the truth. This is thus said Abi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Masha Barakatai. We keep telling you, nor Jew nor Greek. Those Greek are Israelites. They are bloodline Israelites from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are blood. Their pedigree were Israelites. We told you many times, all don't mean all. Know who the audience is. You're reading the Israelite book. If you can get that, you would understand what's going on. It's an Israelite book. The Bible is an Israelite book. Know it. Bible means collection of books, right? So let's pull out some precepts, and I'm going to close out the how for this lesson of the Meek Service Report, right? And let's go to the book of, we've been Hellenized. Hellenized Israel. Hellenized. Why you ain't getting it? You just can't, you don't like the truth? You don't like to deal with it? See, you got wicked Israelites who made deals with Esau Edom, right? These Masons, like we told you already. The Most High didn't warn you, Israel. You've been warned. You've been warned already many times. Many times over. Let's start at 1 Maccabees 1:6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had, this is the Bible, this is the Bible. It is the Bible. That's the book for me, right? And had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them. This is going to the 12 generals of Alexander, while he was yet alive. You see, he was alive, the Bible say. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule, everyone in his place, in his stead, right? And after his death, they all put crowns. And crowns represent what? Rulership, dominion, authority, right? This is their heaven. That's what heaven means, Israel. Didn't Malcolm X told you a white man heaven is a black man hell, because hell is a condition? This is what's going on, Israel. It's playing upon tables. We making it plain, as Habakkuk say, Prophet Habakkuk, chapter 2, make it plain upon the table, right? That's what we doing, Israel. So did their sons after them. See? Showing you that you are your forefather when you say those white men good, every white man. Look, they Edomites. They're not white. First of all, they Edom. They Esau genealogy. And you are your forefathers. You see how their sons, it kept going, right? The lineage, the power, the heaven, the wealth, the crowns, the authority. Sons after them many years, and evil. You see, when Esau ruled the earth, when the wicked bear ruled, right, the people mourn, right? Proverbs, what is that? Proverbs 23, I believe. See, evils multiply. When you got the Edomites in power on the planet, evils mean bad times. And evils, what were multiplied. You understand what the Most High say? Evils multiplied. Not subtract, but multiplied. In what? In the earth. And these people still ruling today. They still ruling Israel. We're still in the hand of these same people, these Edomites, these Grecians, these Romans. We're still in the hand of our what? Enemies. That's what you need salvation for. And there came out of them a wicked. See? Because he is the wicked, right? Malachi 1, 3, and 4. The border of wickedness. They are what? The wicked. a wicked root, Antiochus, whose surname was what? Epiphanes, son of what? Antiochus, the king who had been a hostage at Rome. And he reigned. See, when they put them crowns on their head, they reign, right? Because crowns represent what? Rulership, Israel. That's why Yahushua coming to take the crowns off their head. That's why Yahushua gonna be King of Kings. Because he didn't took these crowns off their head, Israel. That's gonna happen in World War III. Is you getting it? You can't be no clearer. In the 130 and 70th year of the kingdom of the Greeks, you see the kingdom of the Greeks, right? Alexander the Grecians, the kingdom, meaning the rulership, the heaven of the Greeks. You see, that's why it's not Jew nor Greeks, because Jews became Greeks. Israelites became Greeks, Israel. Is you getting it? You got those degrees, put them to work. But, I forgot. See, your degrees profit you nothing, because this is the most high knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You got to be an Israelite that fear Abba Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh to get it. Why? Because Psalms 111 and 10 say, because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So to get a good understanding of what I'm reading, what the men of David is bringing out, you got to what? You got to fear the Most High, Israel. But if you don't fear the Most High and you're trying to lean on your degree to understand the Bible, like In Vogue say, never ever going to get it. Ever going to get it. Never ever going to get it. You ain't going to never get the Most High loving if you don't fear the Most High, Israel. In those days when they're out of Yasharallah, wicked men, the Most High say. Wicked, Israelite. They were wicked. That go into the 2/3. That go to your Jesse Jacksons, your MLKs, Marcus Garvey, all these leaders, Pastor T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar. He need that dollar. He need that money. All these leaders amongst the black community. You see, they pick your leaders, Israel. Esau pick your leaders. Edomites give you the black leaders, Israel, because they wicked. Black mean void of light. What's the light? The knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Abba Yahweh Ba'ashmi Shai. They pick your leaders in the black community, right? Which are the Israelite community, the Jews community. You see, that's what's going on, Israel. And those days when they're out of Yasharallah, wicked men, and they still here in 2025, they ain't left yet, who persuaded many. That's why the Most High say in the book of Matthew 7 and 13, what do he say? The broad gate, wide is the... Because many going to be there, most going to be there. Because our people flock to men like this. That's their pastor. You see, that's their shepherd. They following Esau. They following this religion, this Christianity, pastors, these pork chop pastors. That's their leaders. That's why the Most High say they persuaded many. See, read Matthew 7 and 13, the broad gate, the broad way that leaded to destruction. Roughly paraphrasing. But it's in Matthew 7 and 13. I'm telling you where it's at, Israel. That's why the Most High say they persuaded many. You see, wicked Israelites, wicked so-called blacks, wicked so-called Latinos and Native Americans with Indian, Taino, niggas, they persuaded what? Many Israelites. It ain't that deep, right? Saying, let us go and make a covenant. Here come the Boule. Here that Boule covenant. Here come the Mason covenant. Here come your fraternities. You see, and your sorority. Here we go. Going through the same thing, right? Here we go again. Here we go. You see it, Israel? You see the picture clear now? In those days when they're out of Yahshua, that's how we became Gentiles, Israel. That's what's going on. You can't get no clearer. This how you became a Gentile. This how you became uncircumcised. This is the kingdom that Daniel prophesied about to King Nebuchadnezzar, right? That Greek captivity. Is you getting it? Is it making sense to you? And those days when they're out of Yahshua, the wicked men, the Most High say, who persuaded men, this prophet, this the Maccabee, right? The Maccabees, right? Who what? Restored a house of dedication to Yahshua, the feast of dedication. Who took down the Romans. Well, that's another lesson, right? Persuaded men and said, let us go and make a covenant. Here come that contract, dripped in blood, right? You see, with the heathen, with Esau Edom, your lover, that are around about her, because, you know, Jake and Eve want the bags, right? They want fame and fortune, right? And Lil Kim said, money, power, respect, what you need in life is the key to life. You will see the light. You see? So they want that bag. When you want that bag, when you're trying to get them bags, that band, when you want full of bands, here we go. For since we departed from them, since we departed from these heathens, we have had what? Much sorrow. You see, Jake don't want to, he don't like his punishment. The Most High got your own punishment, right? Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Jake don't want to reverse the curse. He don't want to be blessed. He don't want to reverse. He ready to get them bands. When the Most High got way more than that for Yasharallah. But Jake run about a bag. So this device, it pleased them well. You see, there you go. That's why they sell out. That's why they sold their soul. They gave it up. Because the device pleased them well. That's why they gave it up, Israel. So the Most High say, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king. You see, they went to the king who gave, they went to Esau Edom, their king, their lover, their ruler. You see, they went to their king, their president, their governor, their mayor. You see, the political spectrum, and Greece and Rome, and they're doing it again, and Rome revised. You see, in USA, they're doing the same thing. Telling you to vote, telling you to just keep going to the king, right? Keep going to the king, Greece and Rome. Here we go, and your life gonna get better for you. Who gave them license through after the ordinance, meaning the laws of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen. That's what our people are. And made them. That's why you a Gentile, Israel. That's why I say nor Jew nor Greek, because what? You became uncircumcised. That's what happened to you. You left your customs, the laws of Moses, Mashah, the laws of Abba Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. For that bag, you want that bag, you know. Got to get that bag. Whereupon they built a place of exile. I'm being repetitive. I'm being redundant. Repetition, right? The Most High is all about repetition, Israel. The Bible is repetitive. Whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen, you see, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. See, they forgot the covenant they made with Abba Yahweh at Mount Sinai, Israel, Yasharallah. You so-called blacks, yeah, the blacks, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians were entertaining nigga descent. And when we've been scattered in the four corners, the four winds of the earth amongst every nation, looking like these damn heathens, some of us. Right? Through dispensation of time. That's what's going on, Israel. Made that covenant. You forsook your covenant with Abba Yahweh by Shema Shai. You divorced the Most High. You committed adultery. You got in bed with Esau. See, your lover. That's why the Most High said they're your lovers, because you left Abba Yahweh, your first love, and got in bed with another lover. That would make you that's adultery. That's spiritual adultery. That's fornication. Israel serving other guys. Now, 2/3 of you Israelites going to catch that fire in World War III. It's ready for you already. You're going to have to feel the fire. right? You're going to have to feel the fire. And join themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. And that's what our people are doing every day. Working with the enemy. Working with the enemy. Right? They've been compromised. Now they control opposition. They talk black talk when we're not black. Instead of talk Israelite talk. And they working with Esau Edom the same damn time. You see, control opposition. They talk black talk. Black talk. Meaning translation, evil talk, wicked talk, abominable talk. They tell us how to trust in oppression, right? And stay their own, right? Can't make this up, right? That's what a Gentile Israelite is all about, right? You see? So that's it, Yashval. I can go deep. I can keep pulling out precepts. But shalom.